Guys, what is going on? Savage here. In today's video, we're spectating some quads, going through it, slaying people's mistakes, and showing you guys that everybody makes them no matter how many kills they have, no matter how good they are. People still make mistakes, but what separates the GOATs from everybody else is the fact that these players correct their mistakes throughout each match. But if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel, join the wolf pack today. Let's leave a like on the video, get this video to 400 likes, and also do not forget to follow me on Twitch as well as my uncut channel here on YouTube, which will all be linked in the description below. But without any further ado, let's go ahead and dive into the gameplay. Guys, what is going on? Savage here. Today we're going to be spectating some quads gameplay. Man, I really tank my KD doing this. But anyway, today we're going to be spectating some quads gameplay. I've been playing quads all day long. I think we put about 7 hours into it today. We only got 5 wins, but it was an okay day, to be honest. The lobbies were a little rough, 1.3, 1.4. I think there was even a 1.6, but I've seen a lot of mistakes, even from good players who are level 500, level 300, things like that. So with saying that, the purpose of this video is to help you guys understand that you're not the only ones making body plays. We all do it from time to time, and some more than others, but just make sure you're aware of it when it happens and you try your best to focus on correcting it the rest of your experience in battle royales in general. All of these tips and tricks carry over for the most part in BRs. I come from PUBG, and for the most part, when it comes to strategies, rotation, teamwork, things like that, what are you doing, homie? When it comes to those kind of situations and those kind of tactics, it again is pretty universal. We should plate up for sure. We got shot at from the left-hand side. I understand somebody might be pushing us, but the amount of time it took for that enemy to spot us, we could have popped both plates. All plates. But regardless, we're able to get the kill. Now, as far as the enemy right there is concerned, he just needs to work on his reaction time and his aim. There's no reason for us to outshoot an enemy. If you have no plates and you're able to squad wipe, that's pretty embarrassing. In fact, I did a similar thing today. I'll go ahead and show you guys right now.
He's a bullet.
Headshot.
And his teammate's in there. He's playing a corner at him, yeah.
Dude, that's somebody.
I'm coming, Papa.
How did I not die, bro?
I just showed him what an actual 3KD looks like. Fucking shitter. Put that on your phone,
yeah, you're trash. Fuck.
I don't really know how he won that. He's very weak in that.
Your boy's sitting in a corner, and he had the audacity to tell anybody that they're trash.
Tag his shit on the
You mean to tell me I had no plate, so I was able to kill 2 of your girlfriends while you sat in a building hiding like a little bitch instead of pushing me, and I'm trash? Really? Come on, really? But it's pretty comical when that situation happens. And you know what? If you're the player that gets wiped when you really shouldn't have, again, just take that mistake and learn from it.
Yeah, you're trash. Fuck.
You can play all the cover you want, you can play all the angles, you can have the best teamwork in the world, but again, if your aim and reaction time are lacking, you just need to push more fights. Now, why do I always tell you guys to push more fights? Well, to improve. I tore my bicep last year. I'm not saying that for sympathy, but I tore my bicep last year, and I'm a mouse and keyboard player. I require my arm to play. So unfortunately, I was forced to quit playing Warzone for about 6 months, and when I went back to it, because I was still really sore, I had to change my sensitivity, change my DPI. Long story short, over the past few weeks, I've been playing again on my old DPI, playing again on my old sensitivity, and I am pretty bad compared to where I was at my peak. So what do? I push every fight. I'll even, while I'm streaming, if you guys haven't followed me on Twitch, make sure you do so. But while I'm streaming, I'll even tell you guys, like, do not do this. I'll probably die. Sometimes it works out. Sometimes it doesn't, but again, I'm trying to develop that muscle memory, that reaction time, and getting them snappy flicks on enemies. Now, You guys already have decent accuracy and you're comfortable with your sensitivity and you're good in your gunfights. At that point, you guys need to be focusing on strategy, rotations, and really just how to find enemies. But here we are right now, just kind of playing a little slow. We have a player locked in this house, possibly. I'm gonna be honest, I was too busy looking at the camera and talking for me to actually pay attention. So we'll go ahead and focus up on this game. He bleeds out. Because of the fast bleed out, you can usually assume other teammates, other enemies won't be around. Lo and behold, there are no one close. Lo and behold, there is no one close, but we do have some people out there. Let's go ahead and have your teammates get more UAVs, but us, we can start pushing with Orange, because Orange is going in by himself right now. Granted, it's a 1v1, but judging by the mini map, this enemy could have the potential to kill him because of the rocks and the terrain. Let's see what happens.
Have a target location.
I don't know what our teammates bought. I'm guessing not a UAV because there's not one up. Ah, there she is. So we have an enemy there. We have an enemy. Oh, never mind. We have an enemy here, and he's making his way to airfield. Now, airfield is a great place to get in fights. If you guys are trying to pick fights, you do not want to play in big places like that as a passive player, because again, hungry players will be coming to these condensed areas to hunt you down. I do like the fact that we're pushing up two different ridges. That way, if we spot an enemy, we can get two different lines of sight on them. I wish our teammates were with us, but they're super hyper focused right now on I guess the convoy. Is that what they call it? We're gonna go back there to help. Now, look, money's awesome for sure, and go ahead and destroy it if you guys want to. I'm not gonna hate you guys for that, but we do have a lot of money still. We have over $10,000. That's a lot of money. That's enough money to buy a few UAVs. So again, I wouldn't want, so me personally, I would not want to waste my time chasing these guys down, chasing this thing down. I'd rather be out there fighting players, increasing my kill count, and doing something productive to help me win the game, as well as help me improve as a player. Now you might be thinking, well, Savage, if we get a lot of money and get all this loot, it's gonna help us win the game. And yes, it will. But if you're not killing players out there and diminishing those numbers, those players that you lost out on have a potential to come kill you. But all that being said, we do have $40,000. Let's see how these guys utilize it. We have a lot of UAVs, so from this point forward, I fully expect them to get aggressive. If these guys do not play aggressive sitting on all this money, then that truck was a complete waste of time. Go ahead and buy our second loadout. Everyone's spending their money on self-reses. I'm going to be honest, this is personal opinion. Get it how you live. I personally will not waste money on a self-res. Mostly for the fact that, and again, you just have to judge your play style. If you're going to be a more ranged player, playing on hills and shooting down on people, then yeah, self-res will probably be beneficial for you. But if you're an aggressive player like me, where you dive into fights, you probably shouldn't have, or you're up close and personal type player, when you get down, 9 times out of 10, you're gonna get executed. So again, I'd rather have that money for some UAVs, but I can't hate on them because again, that is personal preference. It kind of looks like these guys play more range than anything. That example there, your boy died on the top of the hill. Self-res didn't save him, so money lost. Now, how do you play that hill? Well, I'll freeze the video right here and explain to you guys. So right here, guys, what you want to do with this hill is he clearly was standing way too high up during this fight. He was on the very peak. Now, he could have just happened to be there when he started firing, but even if you're in a bad spot, just back up a few steps, break away, get to better cover. What you should be doing is playing the hill at a lower point. That way you can use it as a head glitch. So basically only your head and the top of the gun are sticking over, making your body a smaller target for the enemy. Too many times we see enemies doing this, when in reality, if they played a little bit backwards, they might have won the fight. Again, you need reaction time, accuracy, as well as knowledge. Now, if you're lacking accuracy and reaction time, playing cover, the knowledge part, can be crucial to helping you guys go out there and get a little bit more efficient. Because if you guys are dying over and over and over again, what's going to happen? It's going to be a lot harder for you guys to improve. So you want to try to survive as long as possible. Do not confuse that with camping in the middle of a gunfight. So again, instead of exposing your entire body, jumping around, waving your hands like you just don't care, you want to go ahead and back up off the hill, play it as a heady, and try your best to win your gunfights. Fortunately, with that situation right there, we're crossing out in the middle with no cover. You need to time that a little bit better. Should have waited for your teammate to get a little bit closer and put a better angle on there, because your teammate had more cover. He had a little bit of a ridge, he had trees, he had a hard rock behind him, so he could have dove away and used it if he was in danger. Our dude sitting there pushing across the street, I'm not against the aggression, but I am against the way he did it. Just putting himself in the open, not using any concealment or cover to protect him or hide him. To be honest, the team's not doing too shabby. Again, and this time we should just be combining our money. Blue should be passing it off to Locksta. Locksta should be buying a UAV and passing it off to the rest of the squad, and just go ahead and get out of here. I'm not really sure what we're doing, just kind of sitting waiting. If they're waiting for their teammate to land to get his stuff safely, I think it's kind of a waste. If our teammates just fan out, we could actually protect him from the perimeter. We do have an enemy above us. Could be parachuting to us, so we need to be careful they don't jump on us right here. Unfortunate for him, we move up a little bit, and again, because we're on the perimeter, we're able to catch him in the open. I respect that team's aggression, but that parachute is a little questionable. Especially now, like with the glitch of not being able to cut your chutes, you've really got to time your parachutes perfectly if you're gonna dive on teammates. Now, I'm guilty of this as well. That glitch has been sending me into a rage fest. But again, just time your parachutes a little bit better. Also, when you're floating over, don't just focus on what your teammates are shooting at or what your bounty is. Focus on other people. He should have seen Locksta sitting out there in the open. For some reason, he didn't. A little bit of tunnel vision there. The UAV up. More enemies could be floating in. Coming back from the gulag. Yep, that's exactly what's happened when we would hunt them down. Now look, certain times with what I'm going to say next, there are situations where you want to do this, but you want to avoid playing the same area for an extended period of time, especially if you're trying to beat a PR, get more kills, things like that, because if you're just playing the same area, you'll just kill one or two of the same teams over and over as they come back from the gulag, as they come back to get their stuff, or like that situation there, if they get a bounty on you and they come to push you. If you've already cleared an area, right in front of you, you're best off rotating to another known area. I really like the idea of us going airfield, but we got a little hesitant and moved backwards again because we got distracted by that truck. This enemy's pulling the Houdini on us. That's unfortunate. Again, sometimes enemies will just be sitting on the building, so whenever you're passing them, chasing an enemy, just be aware that they could be close by in a bush, in a building, by a vehicle, things like that. The moment Locksta kind of looked out in the open, there's really only one place besides the building the guy could have been, and it was the other side of the truck. I didn't really think too much of it either. In the back of my head, I was kind of like, you might want to check that, but I really didn't suspect that enemy to be sitting there waiting for a 1v4. I fully anticipated he was just going to hightail it out of there and try to get safe. But he's able to get a teammate down, and unfortunately for him, we're able to buy him back, and he's out of the game. Also, guys, you're gonna try that new Sneak Blizzard and Blue Raspberry mixture. You gotta check it out. I know that every time they release a flavor, I'm always like, this is my favorite. Problem with that is I feel like eventually I'll stop believing me. But I promise you, every flavor they release, they just perfect that bitch even more and more and more. It gets better every time there's a new release. It's crazy. It is absolutely crazy. But again, guys, thank y'all for the support using Code Savage and allowing me to continue my partnership with Sneak. I truly stand by this company, whether I'm partnered or not. You guys will always see me repping the bunny rabbit. So again, guys, thank y'all for the love and the support with that streams, and as well as the YouTube and Facebook videos. But God, you know, when I get a little sentimental, man, part of my soul dies. So let's get back to slaying some bots. Honestly, this team's not too body. They're going for the most wanted or big game bounty. They're hunting down people. You really can't hate on the way they're playing. I will say it seems like light blue and green are always off on their own, and us and blue are always together. I don't mind splitting off in two. We need to break away to some cover. We're out in the open, boys. I don't mind teams splitting off in two if you're going in different directions, but if we're all going to the same spot, I don't really understand the mindset of being so delayed. Catch him in the back right there. We got an enemy floating above us going to light blue. He needs to be paying attention to that. He is not. They easily caught that dude out in the open because he looked like he was Mary Poppins floating. And again, just these guys completely abandoning the opportunity to kill this solo by himself. Also, if you're struggling with combat like this, let's say you're chasing an enemy in a building and the enemy normally will just camp a corner. You don't know where he was and he ends up shooting you in the back or the side, right? Happens to me. Does it happen to you guys? Let me know in the comment section. But if it does happen, Tracker is a great tool to use. So ranged and medium range players like myself, you might want to stick with like Combat Scout to give you more intel on which way the enemies are going, also to help ping for your teammates. But if you're a close range SMG type person where you're always pushing in buildings, Tracker is a great tool for you guys to utilize. I used to be an AMP player, to be honest. I rocked AMP for almost 2 years, but I'll be honest, I don't really miss it. I don't really miss it. I feel like as Warzone's evolved, one of the very few things they've actually done to improve the game is make the other perks have a little bit more of a balance. Quick Fix, for instance, was kind of useless back in the day, but now with the extra damage health and things like that, it really helps you dive into a 1v4 and get your health back once you get kills. It's a good tech for you guys that are out there trying to solo duo, solo trio, things like that. On the flip side, I do miss the movement speed of double time, but again, it's all preference. We have a bounty right next to us. Always keep your eyes on the bounty. Blue's going for it anyway. Beautiful. I love it. Catch him in the open. He's out vulnerable. Little delayed and hesitant right there. So we literally lost the kill by 2 or 3 bullets. Again, nothing against Locks. The dude's dropping 9 kills. But again, a little sense of hesitation in that kill right there costed him. Also, guys, this Friday, I'll be posting my gameplay from one of my recent matches, and I'll be slaying myself. So I want you guys to know, like, I'm not a perfect player, so I do make mistakes also, and we're going to go ahead and slay the absolute shit out of me. And I want you guys on Friday to join in on the comment section, helping critique my own gameplay. This coaching thing goes both ways, ladies and gentlemen. We have one guy on ground level. Again, the UAV, if there's no ping, if there's no chevron above or below the dot, then he's on your level. If the chevron's above, like the arrow above the red ping, then he's above you, and vice versa. If it's below, that means he's below you. Unfortunately, we should have shot him through the staircase. We may not have gotten the kill, but it could have suppressed the enemy enough. Oh shit, run. No, why would you? Oh. I'm gonna be honest, ballsy as hell for him to do that. Very ballsy. That ego challenge was definitely one you don't want to make most of the time. I probably, even knowing the outcome, would still recommend he not do that. But again, one of our teammates died on the staircase. We saw the enemy. If we would have shot him, we might not have gotten the kill, but we could have suppressed the enemy enough, forcing him to break away and abandon the execute. Some players will break away from tunnel visioning on executes in order to spare their own lives. But your boys got 12 kills. And we've got plenty of money to get some buybacks and some UAVs to get stuck. Also, some people are coming to my chat today asking me, like, what sensitivity should I use on controller? What sensitivity should I use on mouse and keyboard? I'll tell you, like I told them, the higher the sensitivity, the better your movement can become, meaning the ceiling is higher for improvement. The more strict it is, the harder it's going to be for you guys to be pulling off Joe or elite level movement. On the flip side of that, when you have the high-ass sensitivity, you really need to be fine-tuned on your aim and accuracy. So what I like to do is base my sensitivity, which I change all the time. I like to base my sensitivity off of my aim and accuracy and kind of tweak it up a little bit to get better movement and slowly progress. So let's say if I'm on controller, to put this in simple terms, if I'm on controller rocking 10 sensitivity, right? I notice my movement is okay. My aim is pretty good. But I want to go ahead and take my movement to the next level. Instead of just cranking up to instead of just cranking it up to 20 sensitivity, I'd bring it up to 12. And I would play with that for a week or however many games you guys want until you feel comfortable. And then I'm like, okay, I'm good with my aim and accuracy on 12. My movement's a lot better. Now that I'm at this level that I think I was at when I was at sensitivity 10, I'm gonna go ahead and crank it up again. So I always want to encourage you guys to raise your sensitivity if you feel like your movement is lacking, because again, some people love stricter sensitivities. Some people love blown out sensitivities. It's just a personal preference, but there are pros and cons to both. Hope that was informative enough. I like to go on crazy rants, so I might have missed the whole point, but we got an enemy out in the open. Not really sure why we jumped off. I'm not even wearing my headset. Bro, I'm cracked out on Sneak, dude. I literally just got off a 7-hour stream. A hell of a good gym day right now. We're in a bad spot. We got guys on the hill to our south. We need to get out of this area. I do not like the fact we're doing this. Our teammate just died. The other enemy is behind us. Our gas mask will run out, and there are enemies again gatekeeping us. Very unfortunate. It looks like your boy Locksta, with rocking 12 kills, will probably meet the end of his gameplay. That is unfortunate. And again, a simple mistake, a simple decision, especially into the game, can cost you the whole thing. He might fucking make this shit. He's got self-res. Yo. When we were in the gas by airport, if you would have asked me he was gonna survive, I would have bet money on him dying. I would bet money on it. Good escape though. Great use of stems. Oh no, brother. COD timing right there, son. Damn. Wish we could still see that kill cam. Shoulda, woulda, coulda. I could sit here all day and say what he should have done, but he would have died anyway. There was a 3-stack. You're dead. Now this is not. Oh, guys, thank God he was crouch walking. Thank God the enemies didn't hear his footsteps. You guys think I'm salty about crouch walking? You guys think I'm salty at all? But here I'm moving on to Wiki rocking 17, of course TTV rocking 9, TTV rocking 10, and then Edu rocking 5. Let's go ahead and spectate 17 boy getting another knock. He's trying to get some wall bangs. I'm guessing he's rocking combat scouts so he can ping it for his homies. Doesn't matter. The team comes together and they get the WGG. Now look, we didn't get to spectate that team the whole time, and it's very unfortunate about that. But one of the things I noticed at the end of the game is they were running together, but they weren't up each other's asses. The two that killed our boy were, but the other two were separated. And as they cleared that last compound, regardless of how many enemies were left, they were not all funneling in together. They were taking different levels of the building, going on the outside, going on the inside, things like that, in order to help make sure that they clear the entire thing. Also for the simple fact that you're not an easy collateral for some sweat that's sitting in there waiting for you all to tunnel through the door. So guys, again, in this video, I want you to really just focus on the fact that all the people we spectated, and as good as they were, they make mistakes. Everyone makes mistakes. But whenever a game ends, you can curse, you can bitch, do whatever you want. But guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, leave a like, leave a thumbs up. But until next time, you have a good one, and good luck in Warzone.